Hello friends, welcome back to our kitchen. Today we're going to be making a salmon power bowl that has a delicious orange and soy pan sauce with a bunch of yummy and healthy vegetables. We're also going to be serving it over some quinoa, so stay tuned and watch how we make this tasty and healthy recipe. This recipe is very easy. If your quinoa is already prepared, the rest of the dish should only take about 10 minutes. First thing that you'll need is some fresh salmon. We're using wild-caught Norwegian salmon, use whatever you'd like. For the pan sauce, you'll need a couple cloves of garlic, 1 navel orange, a couple tablespoons of soy sauce, and a couple tablespoons of white wine to deglaze the pan sauce, and a couple pinches of brown sugar. For the vegetable, you'll need 1 avocado, 2 radishes, some green onion or scallion, 1 cucumber, and then some bean sprouts. Also, we have a tri-colored quinoa. You could use red quinoa, use whatever you'd like. Okay, for the salmon, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can cut the skin off before you cook it. I like the way that it cooks with the skin on. It leaves the meat nice and moist, and you might chew up the salmon a little bit trying to cut it before you cook it. Also, it's very easy to peel after it's done cooking, so I'll show you how to do that when we get to that point. All I'm gonna be doing now is just seasoning each fillet with some coarse sea salt and then some cracked black pepper. Now in a pan on medium-high heat, you want to place your salmon skin side up in some extra virgin olive oil or some butter. I like to use a little bit of each because I love the beautiful golden color that it gives the salmon, but you can leave the butter out if you're trying to be healthy. We are going to use some butter in the sauce at the end though, just as a heads up. We are gonna sear that first side for about 2.5 minutes, just to make it look like that. And then skin side down, we're gonna sear it for an additional 2 minutes. And then having a oven or toaster oven preheated to 350 degrees, we're gonna finish the fish just for about maybe 3 minutes, just so the heat cooks all the way around the fish and keeps the inside nice and moist, which will also give us enough time to build our pan sauce, because the pan sauce is literally only gonna take 2 to 3 minutes. So King's like, do I smell salmon? I think I smell salmon. That's his favorite. So we didn't even clean that pan. We're just gonna add a little bit more extra virgin olive oil, just a little drizzle. And then we wanna add in our 2 garlic cloves. Kind of looks like a lot, but that's one of the main components of this sauce, so it's kind of important. Before the garlic gets too golden or too browned, we're gonna start squeezing in all of our fresh orange. We cut it into fourths because it's easy to extract as much juice as possible that way. Now we're gonna give just about a splash or 2 of the white wine or the mirin. You can use mirin also.
There we go.
And then also just about a tablespoon or 2, just not a lot, of soy sauce, just a glug or so. I'm adding in a couple pinches of the brown sugar. And This is really important. You want to turn the heat off at this point, and the residual heat will cook the rest of the sauce. We're going to put our butter in. This is a couple pats of butter, and this is gonna bring everything together. And you don't have to put any salt or pepper in this. You got the saltiness from the soy, you've got the garlic, you've got the sweetness from the fresh orange and from the brown sugar. And then you just want to slowly kind of incorporate this until it turns into this beautiful orange brown glaze, just like that. And that's about it. And now you can transfer it to a little bowl, and it's kind of like a pan sauce teriyaki in a way. So the skin comes off nice and easy, just like I said. So it is really nice and moist, but be careful, it can break when you're taking the skin off if it's nice and moist on the inside. We reheated our quinoa right before serving, so that's steaming and hot. And now we're going to just score the salmon just a little bit on the bias, that way we can kind of get that sauce all up in there. And add your veggies, and then this is good to go.